Hey, hello guys, welcome back. Welcome back to this next session on this playlist, the front end playlist. This is lesson number 54 and we are understanding CSS Flexbox. Just give me 2 minutes, I'll check whether I'm live or not. Okay, cool. So I think I'm live and everything is working fine. So let's get started. Now, so basically this session is all about the Flexbox property of CSS, and I hope and believe that many of you were actually requesting this video. Many of you were waiting for this video because this is one of the most important topic, and also in interviews this is one of the topic which from where most of the questions is asked, right? Hi Sai Kumar, if anybody else is also watching, then please do let me know. Give me a hi or give me a thumbs up. Anything will be working. Okay, perfect. So now you know that what particular topic we are going to discuss today in this 1 hour, and I think this is gonna take much more time, not only 1 hour but more than that. So we are going to learn and complete this today, and then we are going to move to media query topic, which again I'll be taking it at 9:45 p.m. Okay, so media query sessions will also be there. Now, if you guys are new here and do not know what is happening, so basically we are creating a playlist and which is on front end development, and this is CodeBeyond channel, which is by Unacademy. So we are just providing free course content so that everybody can be able to uh, you know grasp everything, and they will be able to understand how this front end development works so that they can be ready for job interviews, right? So if you do not know about me, let me introduce myself. So my name is Ritwik Raj and I'm a corporate trainer. I've also worked as a subject matter expert in most of the edtech companies. I have 3+ years of teaching experience, and I've trained graduates and corporate employees also from Medicine and Capgemini. I've trained more than 30K students till now, and it's increasing day by day. The subjects which I take is mostly into front-end development, back-end languages, database, and some tips and tricks and guidelines to how to crack interviews, right? So these are some of the things about me. Now talking about the coupon code, which you can see here, right? You can see the coupon code is already present below on the corner, which is RIT10, and you can use this code to get a free level sample test paper. Now, if you do not know what is Relevel, then don't worry, because in just 1 minute I'm going to explain you. But suppose if you are knowing about Relevel and you have already registered, then there's a good news for you that you can use this coupon code, which is RIT10, to get a free sample test paper. Okay, this test paper will help you in getting all the idea that what kind of questions can be asked in the actual test, correct? Can you please give me a yes if you can hear me clearly, if the sound is perfect, and if you can, I can see that everything is working fine, but still just do let me know if voice is or audio is clear. Okay, so I will answer that question, Sky, don't worry. Just give me 1 minute, I'll just complete this, right? Okay, so now if anybody new is here and they do not know what is Relevel, right? So let me tell you about this. Now, many times what happens, basically candidates are from a different background, right? They have done maybe not B or BTech, but BSc, BCom, or a BC or MCA kind of thing, and they want to move into IT sector. They want to get jobs into IT field. Now, what happens is when they're applying to 50-60 companies in IT, they have the skill, but looking at their resume, looking at their degree, the resumes are getting rejected, right? So the companies think that they don't have the skill, and that's why they get rejected. But instead, they must be having some skills. And sometimes what happens is candidates are done or having B or BTech degree, but still they do not get chance to get interviewed, maybe because of their college. Maybe their college is not that famous, or maybe they are from tier 3 college, right? So these are the reasons, and because of these reasons, Relevel came into picture. Now, this is India's first test hiring platform by Unacademy, which is helping job seekers find their dream jobs. Now, what is the main motto here? That you can get a job based on your skill and talent, and not on the basis of what degree you have done or which college have you attended. Okay, so here how we are going to judge on which skill do you have. So basically we have to attempt the test for free, and this test will be of 1000 marks. You have to score above 700 to get eligible. Once you get eligible, we will create a profile for you, and all our client companies will get connected to you. You'll get interviewed and you will get hired. Over 50 plus companies, including top startups and unicorns, are there, which will be interviewing you, and you can get hired in one of them, right? So 1000 plus job positions across business development, front end development and back end development are there. So let's move here and let's see how you can register yourself in Relevel, right? So if you go to the description of the video, you can find a link there which goes to the Relevel site. So if you click on that, you'll be able to get into this page where you have to actually register your mobile number. So if you look on the top corner, the right hand side, you'll be able to get a sign up button, and you just click on it and put down your mobile number, get the OTP, put it up, and then you will be able to move into this particular choice section where you have to choose which particular test you want to give. So suppose if you have a skill on front-end development, you will select that, and then you will move to booking a slot. So you have to book a slot when you want to give the level test. Slots are limited, so I suggest you to book it fast, and you have to fill in the details for the admit card. Once you fill in the details, make sure that you're using the coupon code here in this area. You have to put RIT10 and then you have to click on apply. Once you do that, your account will be created and it looks something like this with the sample paper. So all of these things will be done, and then you'll be able to see the sample paper. You'll be understanding what are questions is asked and how the question will be prepared in the actual test. So you'll get an idea and it will be really helpful for you. So if you've already registered yourself and you're given the test and you have failed, don't worry, attempt it after 30 days again. If you have given the if you have registered already and you're waiting for the test, then all the best. And if you are not willing to take the test, the reason being maybe you're not skilled enough, then go ahead and watch all the playlists in CodeBeyond channel, which many educators are taking, backend, front-end, Python, SQL, many things are happening here. So keep on upskilling yourself, because we are not going to stop with all our videos. So you have to upskill yourself with all the videos, watch it, understand, apply it, make some projects, and then when you're ready, then register yourself in Relevel, right? To get hired. Okay. So a lot more talk about Relevel we have done. Now let's understand what is this link. So basically in the video, in the description, you can find Telegram channel link. This is our Telegram channel link where you can get all the notifications on when which particular educator is coming live with what topic. So you will be notified about it in your mobile, and then you will be able to click on it and you'll be able to see this YouTube session, right? So please, if you have not joined the Telegram channel, join it, and do tell other friends also to join. Also, please subscribe there to the YouTube channel, which is CodeBeyond, so that you get notifications always in the YouTube app as well. Also, please like and share if you are watching this video and you're liking this video. My one session is already done for today, which is at 4 p.m. JavaScript. If you have not watched that, then please do watch it. It was an amazing session where we have understood 3 to 4 topics, and if you have not watched it, then please go ahead and watch it, like and share those videos as well, right? So perfect, let's get started with today's session, which is on Flexbox. So we are going to understand what is this Flexbox, and I believe that when we were doing some projects on CSS animations, or one of the navigation bar project and footer part project, if you have not seen those videos, please go ahead and watch it. Those are, I think, from 50 lesson number 50 to 50 lesson number 40 to 50, I think in between that I have done those projects, navigation bar and footer. So in those projects, in one of the project I told you about Flexbox, and you just got a simple idea that what it is about, right? But here I'm going to explain it in a much more detailed manner, so you're going to understand in a much more better way what is it, right? So this is my Visual Studio Code where we are going to code everything, right? One second, just let me fix it. Okay, and here itself we are going to do everything. Let me open the browser also so that you can see the browser, right? So this is the browser where we are going to run the code, whatever we will write. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to create a file, and let's write here Flexbox, right? And inside that we are going to create two files. So I'm going to put up here index.html, and also I'm going to put up one more, named it as style.css. Okay, so these are the two files which I have created. Let me just close this and close this. Fine. So these are the two pages which we have created, HTML and CSS. We will use external CSS because there will be a lot of codes which I'll write in the CSS part, and also it will be really very easy for you to understand what I am doing, right? Okay. Hello Somu, hi Aditya, hi Sai, hi Lucifer. Sky, good evening, sir. Why lecture number 36 is missing, sir, from this playlist of front-end development? Sky, there has been some issue for lesson number 36, and video was not appropriate, so that's why it has been removed. It has been in private mode. So don't worry. Just give me some time. After 1 week, maybe it will be back. So one suggestion I'll give you, because that session was on table based layout project part 1, and lesson number 37 was table based layout project 2. So please don't go ahead and watch the lesson number 37, because 36 was part 1, so you'll not understand 37 just watching 37, right? So just skip those videos, 36 and 37. Those were just two videos which was explaining about the project, which was table based project. So leave it for now. When it will be back, when 36 lesson number will be back, then I'll update you in the live session itself, and then you will be able to watch it. Okay, so at that time you can watch those sessions. Fine. So let's get started with this. I'm going to just put up here a title. I'm going to put up here as CSS Flexbox, right? And let us open it this with the live server and just have a look how this is appearing. Fine. So we have not done anything till now, and this is what it's looking like. Fine. Now, one by one, we are going to show you what is Flexbox first of all. And it is having a lot of properties, so you have to remember all of them, right? And one by one, we'll see every and each one of them, and we'll try to understand how do we write a code for this. Fine. So here in the body, first of all, what we are going to do is we are going to first of all understand that what this Flexbox actually do. Okay, why is it required? First of all, that's what we are going to see. The second, we are going to understand it's all properties. It is having like many properties. We are going to understand all those properties one by one. Fine. So here I'm just going to create one div box, right? A container basically. And to this container, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create several other containers. Okay. And I'm just going to number it up. So let's say I'm just saying ABC. Okay. So I've just given this much, and let's observe what is happening in my code in my browser, right? So we're getting ABC, right? Now let's give some border to it. Let's give some background color to it, so that you will be able to understand that these are attractive. These are looking much more attractive, not just simply like ABC. Okay. And please understand these are div elements, so that's why it is ABC in a vertical manner. Please don't ask me these questions that why is it in vertical, why is it not ABC, because I've written it in div, not in paragraph. Okay. So div takes the whole space, that means the whole web page, the whole width. That's why it is coming one below another. Okay. Let's move to the code. And here what we are going to do is first of all, we are going to give a class name here. Okay. So let's say I'm giving here a class name, right? And this class name I'm just going to give here container. Now this container, I want to make it flex. Now what is flex? Flex means flexible. Okay. But how can I make this flexible? Meaning to say, if I open my browser, this is coming now one by one, right? One below another. And this is very obvious because if I go to inspect, div elements will always come in that manner itself. So if you look here, can you see? Each one of the div element is taking the whole width, right? And that's very obvious because div is a block element. It's gonna take the whole space. But now what I want is, I want to use div itself, but I want to keep it flexible. That means beside A, B should come, beside B, C should come. I want to make it flexible. So how I'm going to do that? Let's come to the code. I've given a class container here. Let's move to link and just write here style.css. Let's save this. Let's go to CSS. And here what I'm going to do, I'm going to put up container. Okay. Now this container, I'm going to put here one thing, which is display inline. Okay. Let's see what happens. So if I save this, as you can see, everything is fine. Style.css display inline. And if I go back to my browser, nothing is happening. Okay. Now why nothing is happening? Because I have used div element, and browser knows that if the user is using div element, that's a block space. You can't make a block element as an inline. It's never gonna happen like that, right? Now this is the reason why Flexbox came into picture. Okay. Now we can make this use of inline when this is a li tag or a ul tag or a tag. We can do that because li, a, these all are nothing but your inline block inline element, right? So we can make that, but div is a block element. We can't do like this. So what you have to do here is we have to use flex. So in this case, we use flex to make it flexible. Okay. And here I'm going to just give here a background color. So let's say I'm going to give here a background color as green. Okay, just green. Let's save this. Let's have a look what is happening. So I've given display flex, right? Remember that. If I go ahead, and you can see here that now this is giving me ABC with a background color and the text color is black, right? So it is ABC now. That means if I go to inspect, if I go to body, if I open this div, you can see div now is only showing me that much. It is not showing me the whole width. Why? Because I've written flex. So it's flexible now, right? Now this is not only the one use of flex. Flexbox topic is very big. That is why I've taken 1 hour session. So there are a lot of things which you can do using flex, and that is why it is the most important topic in CSS. People say that, right? So let's have a look what else we can do. Here what we'll do, we'll use a combinator, right? And we will say container div. If you know what is this greater than symbol, you know what I'm doing. If you do not know, go ahead and watch my other sessions. You will be able to understand what is this combinator, what is this symbol of greater than, what is the meaning of that. Okay. So I'm going to give here a background color, and I'm just going to, let's say it is green, right? Let's say red. Okay. So I'm just giving a background color to my div elements as a red. And here I'm going to give a margin. So let's say I'm giving a margin as 10 pixel. And the next I'm going to give a padding. I'm just providing some spaces so that all the boxes can come or look similar. Going to increase the font size. Let's say I'm going to increase it to 30 pixel. Okay. Now understand, these things are not getting applied to the container, but these things are applied to the child of container. Child of container is div here. So all these things will be applied to the div, each individual div. So each individual div background color will be red, margin will be 10, padding will be 20, font size will be 30. Let's go back. Let's save this. Cool. This is what we have got. Let me check if it is 100%. So if I actually show you the output, this is what is the output. Okay. Like the margin and padding which I have given. but it is very small. That's why I kept it at 150. Let's keep it at 100. I believe you can see clearly what is there, right? So I'll keep it in this manner itself. Fine. Let me check if you can see. Yeah, you can see, I believe, right? So this is what is now, it's now showing me. Okay, this is what is display flex. Okay, now so there are a lot of properties which we can use when we talk about flex. Okay, so one by one what we'll do, we'll try to see how these flex properties or container properties actually works. Okay, so first of all what I'm going to do here is display flex. I'm going to keep on adding some of the other properties, and please keep a note what all things I'm adding here. So I'm going to keep here flex direction. Okay, now flex direction means in which direction you want to make it flexible, right? So right now, in which direction is it making, is it getting flexible? If you look here, it is on which direction? X direction. That means row, right? Horizontal row. So if I go back, this is basically a row. So if you look here, it is giving me an option row. If I save this, if I go back, nothing is gonna happen. It's gonna be the same thing. Cool. And let's come back and let's write here something else, which is row reverse. Now if I go back, have a look what's gonna happen. So it's reverse. Have I written that it should go to the corner, to the right corner? No, right? Flex direction row reverse. Row reverse. So if you have a row, if you reverse it, obviously the position will also change because they're starting from behind. You are getting reversed. So that's what is the output. Let's come back. Let's write something else. Let's try column. Guys, please do let me know if you can hear some noises in the background, because I can. So please let me know if you can hear some noises, some disturbing noises. Okay, let's continue. So I'll come back to my browser. I've written column. So let's see what is column. So column is making a column. Cool. So you can see the div is taking the whole width. I know the color is very bright, so sorry for that, but this is how I'll represent, then only you'll be able to understand. So I've written column. Now the next what I'm going to do, I'm going to do column reverse. You know what's gonna happen. It's gonna reverse everything. So let's save this. I hope you can see the output. It's CBA. Cool. So what we have understood here is that we have one of the property of flex, or we can say flexbox, which is flex direction, right? And flex direction is having or giving me 4 properties, right? Which are row reverse. Please, if you're noting it down, then please do note it. And I have not got any response about the noise. Please do let me know if you can hear any noise. So this is my flex direction, row reverse, row and column reverse. These are my 4 values of this, right? Now let's go ahead and let's learn something else. Fine. So now what we are going to do, we are going to understand wrap. Okay. So not wrap, it's a wrap. So WRAP. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the code. Some of the things I'm going to change here. Let's keep it as row itself, which is by default. I'm going to keep this as row itself. And here I'm going to put up another thing, which is, okay, thanks Amit for the comment. What I was writing, flex wrap. I'm just going to put up here a wrap. Okay, so let's understand what is happening here when I do wrap. Now if I go back and give you a look here in the browser, you can see here that this wrap is not actually doing anything. Okay, why I'm not being able to see anything? Because I believe that I have only 3 components here, only 3 letters which I'm writing here. So let's increase this and then let's understand what is happening. So I'm going to copy this. I've given some more names here. So D E F G H I J K and L. Okay, so these are the uh, another blocks which I have created. Let's have a look what is happening in the browser. If I go ahead and save this, this is giving me some more blocks. Okay, uh, still it's not coming down, right? So what if I create some more? So if I come back to HTML, if I copy this thing again and I paste it again, now if I go back and if I save this, you can see here that after my completion, after this particular distance is completed, it's coming down, it's going below, right? So that is what we have done using wrap. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's write here. I hope I'm in the code. Let's write no wrap. Okay, let's save this. Let's go back. So you can see here it is just showing me this A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Where are the others? Right? So that is basically your problem. And you can see here that it is there, but it is not getting wrapped. So it's just like your Microsoft Word. If you have worked in Microsoft Word, when you are writing any text, or let's say in Excel, when you're writing some text in your one cell, right? And you want to wrap it. Wrap it means you want to put all the text inside that one cell, that one individual cell, right? So it wraps all the text around that one cell, right? So here also we have done the same thing. What we have done is we have made sure that whatever text is crossing or beyond, it's not gonna come down, it's gonna go straight. Okay, so it's not breaking, it's basically not wrapping it up. That is what is no wrap. Fine. So wrap and unwrap, I hope you guys have understood. Also one more thing, if suppose if I don't write no wrap and if I'm wrapping it, right, this is the output which I'm getting. Now see my screen, my web browser screen is on 70%, so I'm not, I don't know if you can see it, but when I move these things you can see what is happening, right? So all the text depending on the browser size is moving, right? All the boxes which I've created, it is moving from one direction to another, it is going down and down, right? I hope you can see that. Yes, you can see that. In the screen, you won't be able to see that I'm, the browser size is changing because this is an OBS setup which I've done. But basically, the size I'm changing, and that is why these are moving from here and there. Okay. If you want to try it in your home, you'll be able to see the same thing. Okay. Fine. So that is what is my next thing which we have understood, which is wrap. Okay. So no wrap and wrap. Now, next what we are going to see is wrap reverse. So let's understand what is that. I hope I'm in my code. Here what I'm going to do, I'm going to write here wrap reverse. Okay. Let's come back. Let's save this. So here you can see what is happening. Okay, so now when I'm moving, this is not taking it below, but it is taking above. Okay, and if you'll ask me, sir, this is also giving me A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. No, it is not. Okay, because I have written in my code A, B, C, D again and again. You can see here that I've written A, B, C, D twice, right? That's why it is giving me again. Okay, it is getting reversed. Don't worry about that. Let's say, let me change this. Okay, so now have a look what is happening. Can you see? This is what I was talking about. Now you can see ABCD is getting started from below. That is wrap reverse. So that's why I changed the letters, because when it was ABCD, you are not being able to understand which one is above, which one is down. Now you'll be able to understand. So this is wrap reverse. So everything is now reversed. Even if you resize your browser, you can see it's reversing. It's reversing. It's not forward. It's reversed, right? So these are the things which is used mainly in when you want to when you're playing with images, when you want to put up images in your web page and you want the image to be in exact position where you want it, right? And you can see spaces between all of these are same. Can you see? Spaces between all of these boxes are same, right? And if you look at the letters, the letter which is the small is not taking much space. How much space a letter should take? Only that much space it is taking. Can you see I? And can you see X? I is taking a shorter red color space, but X is taking a larger. So all of these are happening automatically because of flex. Correct? I have not given any property as such, right? So that is what we will keep this. Okay, we'll keep this and we'll move to our next property, which is flex flow. Before that, let me just put it up here. So we have seen flex, wrap, right? And in that we have seen what are these. So we have seen wrap, wrap reverse, and a no wrap, right? These are the three things which we have seen in flex wrap. The next one is basically a flex flow. So flex flow is basically a property which is a shorthand property. So shorthand property of these two. Okay, so suppose if you don't want to write this, right? These two you don't want to write, you want to directly write it. So you can use flex flow, and first you can give in what way you need it, and then the flex wrap. So flex direction and flex wrap, if you want to write it in the one property, you use flex flow. Okay, let's move to our browser first of all. This is in reverse right now because I've not saved. Now I've saved and this is now in normal wrap mode. Okay, so this is what is your flex flow. I hope you have understood this. Let me just put it up here. Flex flow, and explanation of this will be shorthand property to write flex direction and flex wrap. Okay, let's move ahead. So flex flow is done. Now next is justify content. Okay, now what is justify content? So you must have seen this justify content in one of the HTML property where we were writing alignment, right? We are writing text align left, right, center, and then justify. So you must have understood now what is justify. If you do not know what is left, right, justify, which what I'm talking about, right, please go ahead and watch my live sessions. So align, when we are writing, if we write left, the text moves to the left. If you write right, the text moves to the right. If you write center, the text be in the center. But if you write justify, then the text moves or the text will be around the web page in a appropriate space. So on the left, on the right, there will be no space left and text will look proper, right? And it is also one of the property which is used in Microsoft Word. So here the same thing which we'll do, justify content property is used to align the flex items. Where you want to align it, it just align this. So justify content, and here we are going, you can see how many properties it does have, right? So you can give any of them. So let's start off with first as center. Okay, let's go back to our browser. Let's save this. You can see that it is in center. If you are not being able to observe it carefully, because we have a lot of items here, let's move to our code and let's comment this part. Okay, fine. So this is your center. This is your center which we have written here, justify content center. The next which we'll see is flex start. Flex start. Okay, so flex start will behave normally as uh, normally it happens. It starts with the same thing, right? And next what we are going to see is flex end. So from where justify content and align items works when we use display flex. Yes. Okay, align items is also one of the properties of flex container. So yes, so here flex, what I'm going to do here is end, flex end. Okay, let's go back to the browser. Let's see here what is happening. So you can see ABCD. Now do not get confused between row reverse and this. When you do row reverse, output will be EDCBA. Okay, I've shown you that. When it is row reverse, output will be on the right hand side and the output will be in opposite direction. But when you're writing flex end, it is saying that all flexible components should be on the right hand side, on the end side. This is the start side, this is the end side. So this you need to care about. Okay, in flex, please understand that in Flexbox topic, none of the property is same. None of the property works or behaves the same. Okay, every property is working in a different way. So row reverse is not equal to flex end. There is a difference. Okay, that is what is your flex end. Let's move to another one. So we are going to see here space around. Now there are three things: space around, space between, and one more. So we'll see the difference between these three. Now clearly observe what is happening in space around. If you look at a space around, you can see that in the corners there's a half a space. There's just half a space, but in between the boxes there is equal space. All the spaces in between the boxes are equal, but on the corners the space is not this much space. The amount is less. That's what is the space around. So around the box, whatever space will be there, that will be equal. This is around the box. This is around the box. This is around the box. But the start and end will be half of the space. Okay. Let's move ahead to the code. And here we are going to write something else. So we are going to write here space between. Let me show you what space evenly, space between, space around. Let's try space between. Let's go back. Let's see the difference. Have a look what is the difference here. So starting and ending, there is no space. In between, there is an equal space. That is what is space between. The space should be provided in between it only. Okay, let's come back. Let's again use one more property, which is evenly. Okay, let's move ahead. Now this you can understand easily because you have understood the other two. So if you look here, even if it is the start or the end space, in everywhere the space is equal. The spaces are perfectly equal in every way. Now, what is the benefit of this? What is the use of this? There is a lot of use in web pages for this. You must be understanding that if you open Myntra.com, you can see all the cards which you can find. You can see all t-shirts, right? Different cards are in equal space, right? We also call it a CSS grid system, but we can also use flex. You can imagine that this A is not a, but it's an image. When it's an image, you can observe the web page. You can imagine how cool it will look when images are in equal space. And you are not writing very hard code. You have just written this much of code and it's giving you everything. You're not providing here any statement like this much space should be there all around, this much space should, no, everything is happening automatically, right? All the spaces are given automatically. So that is what is the benefit of Flexbox, and that is why it is most important topic. So space evenly is done. Let's move ahead. So let's first understand what all properties have we seen in justify content. In justify content, we have first of all seen center. We have seen, what was next? Flex start, flex end. What next? Center, space between, space around, and space evenly. Right? These are the values which we have understood for justify content. Let's move ahead and understand align items. Now understand, align items property is used to align the flex items. Okay, when I told you about justify content, it was used to align the flex items. This justify content was used to align the flex items. But when I talk about align items property is used to align the flex items. Okay, let's understand how does it happen. So we'll do some changes in our code. If you look here, so you can see that this space, this green colored space is only that much. How much is my red space, right? I mean to say that red is getting fitted inside green. Green is not even having 1 pixel extra space, right? So we are going to increase that, and then only we are being able to see how this is working. Okay, so here I'm just going to increase it. I'm going to give this height as 200 pixel, right? And let's remove this, because then you won't be able to understand what is happening. And yeah, that's it. So here I'm going to put up the next one item, the next property, which is align items, and I'll just keep it as center. Okay, so let's understand what is happening. What is the difference? First of all, let's comment this. Let me show you the output normally. So if I go back, this is how it is looking, and obviously this is how it will look, because for all the class container, all the divs I've given height to be 200 pixel, right? So this is how it is looking. This is 200 pixel. I told you that I'll increase the green color thing, so I have increased that. Now I'm going to uncomment this, which is align item center, and let's understand what is happening. So if I go back, and you can look here, this is what is align item center. I have not purposely given a particular size to this red color, right? I've given 200 pixel to the green one, but I've never told what should be the size of this red colors, right? And when I wrote align item center, it is making it come it in the center. Now understand that what is justify content and what is the difference between align items. Okay, when I was writing justify content center, all of this came in between. In this region it came, right? But when I'm writing align items, it is not in the center. Basically the text is in the center. So if you want to understand it in a very easy manner, understand in this manner that justify content works with horizontal, okay, rows, okay, in a rows manner. That means either it will be on the left hand side, right hand side, and center. That's how it works. But when it comes to align items, it works in a vertical way, right? So center will be in the center, this center, in a vertical way. So if suppose I'm writing here flex direction column, this is the perfect way of using your your align items, because have a look what is happening. So when I'm writing flex direction column, now these all boxes are working or behaving as a column, and because this is a column, all my elements are in center. So understand. Okay, now when I'm using row, suppose this is the row, this is the blocks. When I'm using row, when I'm making justify content center, it comes in the middle. When I'm writing align item center, it comes here in the middle. Okay, similarly, if I rotate this row into a column, right, I'm just rotating this row into a column, what's going to happen? It is working in the same manner. I have my align item center coming in this way, and if I write justify content center, it's gonna come in the center. So just apply your logic, whatever logic, either this way or that way, either you use row, either you use column, but this is the difference. Okay, that's why I've first shown you in row so that you can understand. I'm not going to write column here because you'll get confused, but those who have understood, awesome. Okay, let's save this. So this is how this is getting appearing. Okay, now I'm going to change the values. So from center we have some more values. We have the same values which we have for justify content. Let's understand how this is gonna change something in my browser. Okay, so I'm going to open my browser. This is how it is looking like, and I'm going to just save this. This is Flex Start. So you can see space is too much here. We have this space here, but Flex Start is that. So can I say Flex Start is nothing but top? It's top, right? It's at the top. If I write Flex End, it's gonna come down. So I'm just changing my Flex Start to Flex End. Okay, it's going to the end. It's going to the bottom. So that's what I'm saying, that when you're using justify content, imagine your browser to be in a row. So in that case, it is in a row, start, center, end. That's how it's gonna work, justify content. Align items work in a column manner. So if you have align items, top, center, bottom. But we do not write top, bottom, we write flex start and flex end itself. I hope you have understood this. Let's move ahead and let's understand some more properties. Okay, center we have seen, right? Okay, so let's see space between and space around. Again, this will be working similarly, but just considering the fact that it is vertical. So space around you can use. Fine. This is the space around. This will not give you anything. So let me use some other kind of code. Some other properties for this. Okay, so what I'm going to use here is I'm going to use stretch, but I don't think it will work. Yeah, I need to do some changes in the code, so just wait a second. Okay, I'm adding one width here just to increase the div width, right? And I'm going to comment this so that I can just show you what width has done to this. Let's save it. Let's go to the browser. This is what width has done. Width has just made my red color a little bit wider. Okay, this is my width, what width has done. Okay, now understand what I'm doing here. So coming to the code, I'm going to uncomment this align items stretch. I'm going to save this. So align items stretch is just making my things stretched. Okay, so you can see here, this is just stretched. Let me also add here text align center so that all the ABCD should come in the center. Okay, this is what is the stretch looks like. Now let's move to the code and let's do something else. So here I'm going to use baseline. Okay, and let's understand what baseline does. One second. So baseline is basically wherever your text is, right? Wherever your text is, it will be in the baseline. I have not saved, I've saved the file. So have a look what is baseline. A, B, C, D, E. You can see that all the A, B, C, D, E is on a one line, in a single line. right? So that is what is baseline. Baseline is basically bringing all the text in one line, right? Mostly you will be using center or flex start, flex end. Baseline is also used many a times. So that is what baseline does. Let me show you a good example of baseline. Yes. So what I can do is, let's say I'm making it as H1. Let's say I'm making it as H2. H6. This one I'll just make it H6. H2. H4. Okay. Okay, let's save this. Let's have a look. So if you look here, the sizes are different for all of the text, but it is in the same line. Let's say that if I'm not writing baseline, okay, and I'm just writing a stretch here, I'm changing the code. I'm just writing a stretch. So you can see here that it's not in the same line. The text are here and there, right? So basically it is stretched now. So baseline basically makes your text appear in one line. Whether your text is bigger or some of the text is smaller, it's gonna just come in one line, right? That is what is your stretch and baseline, and that is what is your CSS align items property. So here let's again write it down. We have the same things. I'm just going to copy this. Instead, I'll just remove these three and I'll write here baseline and stretch. Okay, cool. So let's move ahead. Let's understand some more properties and then we are going to finish the session. The align items is done. We are going to do now align content, right? And align content is basically a mix of these two, right? So let's understand how align items work. I'm going to also uncomment this portion. So let me do something. Let me comment this and let me uncomment this. It's the same thing, right? Let's save this. We have not written anything yet. So let me show you normally how is it looking like. Am I using, I'm using any row or something? Background color, display flex. Let's come to the browser. Why is it coming like this? Okay, I've written all of the things in the center. Maybe that's why it is happening. Okay, fine. So now we are going to use align content, right? So let's have a look how align content works. So for that, I'm going to put up here flex wrap. I'm going to put up wrap itself. First of all, let's see what wrap is doing. So it's gonna put up all my boxes in one by one, right? This is not no wrap, so this is wrapping it up. Next, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put up align content. I'm going to put up align content as space between. Okay, so if you look here, this is what is space between, right? And let me just change it so that you can see everything. Text align is perfect. Okay. Yep. So I've just increased my height. You can see here, I've increased the height from 200 to 600, and now it is looking something like this. Okay. Let me once remove the space between. So now you can see how it is. I have not used the space between right now. If you can see, I've commented it. Okay. I've just written flex wrap wrap. Earlier it was not changing anything because my height was lesser. Okay. It was just 200. So it was not properly visible. But now I've increased the height. So now you can see that this is what is looking flex wrap wrap. This is just flex wrap wrap. Uh, this one. Okay. Now I'm coming back to the code. I'm going to uncomment this, which is align content. Let's have a look what is happening. So you can see here that bold, that red color was coming here, but now it is not because the space between. So there should be some spaces in between. That's why it is giving me some spaces in between. Okay. Next, let's move to the space around. So let's understand how this around also works. This is space between, and space around is the same thing how it works in your this one justify content is the same thing. Spelling is wrong. Let's move back. Let's save this. So you can see space around. Space around is these spaces, right? And you can see on the corners, on the top and bottom, you have those half space, right? That is what was happening in justify content also. So space between was giving me only spaces in between, but space around is giving me spaces around, and space evenly is not there. For justify, for align content, space evenly is not there. Just let me check once. Okay, evenly is also there. Evenly is also there. It is working. Or from top bottom to in between, every space is same. So space evenly is also there. Okay, let's move to the code. Space evenly we have done. So let's check out stretch also. And you can see this is what is the stretch, the normal one. Okay. So we have align items and align content for our column wise. That means the vertical thing. And justify content is for row. I hope you have understood. Justify content is having all these properties, but for vertical we have two things. We have align items and we have align content. In align content we have space between, space around, space evenly, and stretch. Stretch I have already written in there, so you can use either here either there, right? So remember, justify content is only one property for rows, which will do everything, but for column we have two of the properties. One is your align content and align items. Do those two things, right? I'm not showing you the code. Okay, have a look. I've just added this. I hope you can see the code now. Okay, so I hope this is clear for everybody. Now let's move to one more thing and let's understand what are those. Okay, any doubt till here? Anything till here? We have understood these many things in our Flexbox properties. So please do let me know if you have anything else. If you have not understood anything, please do let me know. Okay, cool. So let's begin. Let's understand something else. Now, if you look at the browser, this is what it is looking like, right? Now I'm going to remove some things from here, and I do not want those things to be there. So I'm just going to remove those. First of all, I'm just going to make my code a bit simpler. Just going to comment this. And from this style, I'm going to keep aligned items as a stretch, Flex wrap I will remove. I don't need this. And background color height I will remove. Height I don't want to keep it as well. Width and all I'll keep it. Text color is black, so that's fine. Okay, let's save this. Let's go, and you can see this is how it is looking like, the normal way, right? If I bring it back, oh, 1 second, sorry. If I bring it back, yeah, so this is how it is looking like in 100%. Okay, I've not given any height, nothing. I've just given something like this. Now, next, what I'm going to do here is we are going to see some of the Flexbox items property. Flexbox items property in the sense that I will not write anything in the CSS now. What I'm going to do up here is I'm going to put up an inline CSS for all my different things. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to give an order. So I'm going to put up style and I'm going to give here an order. I'm going to put up here the order as 3 or some other orders as well. So these are flex items property. So here I can give some other order, I can give some other order, and I can give here some other order. Okay. Now here I've written 3. So I'm just going to give here 1, let's say 4, and let's say 2. This is the order which I've given. Have a look in the code first of all, in the browser first of all, what is happening. If I save this, and you can see what is happening. So the numbers have been changed. The letters have been changed. How is it changed? The way I have given the order. Okay. So the order which I have given here is 1 to F, 2 to H. So F, H, E, G. That's how it's going to come. If you look at the browser, F, H, E, G, that's how it's coming. So this is one of the property of flex item, which is flex item in the sense item will be flexed. Okay. When we are talking about container, the whole container was getting flexed. See, everything I'm writing inside the container, right? I was writing everything inside the container. So those were the property for the container. It's not important that you have to write container class itself here. No, but I'm just saying that all these things were kept in this container CSS, right? But now which I'm writing is in the item E, F, G, H. So this order is one of the properties of the items. Again, I'm not showing you the text, the code. Again, I'm repeating whatever I said. I said that these all things which I've explained you, I was writing it inside the container box, right? Inside the container box. That is why it is called as container properties. It's not important that you have to name this class as container. You can name it as anything, but all the properties here, whatever I have explained you, I have been given to the container. But here I'm giving order property to the flex item. So it is only to the items, not to anything else, right? So order is the item property which I have given. Next, we are going to understand, we have understood order. So next what we are going to understand is flex grow. Okay. So here what I'm going to do, I'm not going to write order. Instead, I'm going to write here flex grow. So let's have a look. What is flex grow? If you can imagine, the name itself is saying flex grow. That means how much the box will grow, right? Suppose if I'm giving here it as 1 and this one I'm just giving it as 2. This one I'll give it as 3. And the next one I'm just going to give it as 4. Okay. Let's go to my browser. I'm going to show you this. Let's save it. So order, you can see that order is now in a proper format. It is not following any order because I've not given any order. I've removed it, but I've given flex grow. And if you see the flex grow, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So can you see the size, right? It does matter. Now, suppose if I am removing these sizes, if I'm just writing it as in simple manner, let's say I'm putting here it as 1 and I'm just keeping this as 8 and this one as 1. right? So obviously only the third one, that is the G1, will get 8. So you can see this is the size. So this also will be applicable in most of the web pages when you have different images and you want to put and you want to make one of the image look bigger, right? So you can use this kind of property, which is flex grow, right? Let's come back to the code. Let's understand something else. So flex grow is done. Flex shrink. So flex shrink is basically to shrink whichever element you want to shrink, right? And you can do that in this manner. So let's say I'm uncommenting this, right? And I'm just going to remove all of this. Okay. And let's say to the H, I'm going to put up a style. I'm going to put up here flex shrink. Okay. I'm just saying here it has 3. Let's say 0. Okay. Flex shrink 0, right? Let's have a look first of all how my output was appearing in a normal way. Okay. Uh, Also, let me show you, if I don't write flex shrink 0, then how it is going to appear. So if I remove this in for just a case, this is how my normal output is there. Now if I add the code to H flex shrink 0, let's see what is happening. So if I go ahead, you can see that H is having a shrink and this is 0, right? So if I increase the value, let's say 0, I'm making it as 2, and if I save this, you can see here it is not working. If I make it more bigger, 10, still it is not working. So understand that only value which you can give here is 0, and that's how it is working. Okay, so default value of shrink is 1, and that's why normally it will be visible. And if you give any number above 1, it's gonna give any, if it's not gonna give any new output, it's gonna be the same thing, which will be the default mode. But if you give 0, it's gonna shrink it, right? So understand that flex grow will have different values, but flex shrink will have only 2 values, which is 0 or 1, right? That is your flex shrink. Any doubts till now? I know it's time, but I'll complete it because next is media query. So that session will start at 9:45. So we have still enough time. So that was his flex shrink. The next is flex basis. So let's try to understand what is flex basis. Now here what I'm going to do, I'm going to just give some flex basis. I'm going to give some size to this flex basis. Now understand what is flex basis. This is also something like flex grow or flex shrink, but instead we do not give any value to it, 0 or 1 or any kind of value. We try to give here some pixels. If I give 200 pixel, it's gonna give me that kind of size to it. Let's go back to the browser. Let's save this. It is not moving because I have already given so many things here. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Have a look at the code first of all. I have changed something. So I've just commented this part, and this part is just as it is. If you will say, I'll just remove this also. Okay, now it is clear. So have a look. Flex basis 200 pixel to H. So H is having 200 pixel. If I increase this 200 pixel to 400 pixel, it's gonna increase a little bit more, right? So this is basis is only given to produce pixels when you want to give or work with pixels. Flex grow is having numbers. Flex shrink is having 0 or 1. Flex basis is having numbers. Okay, so that is what is your flex basis. Now if suppose you want to use all of them, you want to use flex grow, flex shrink, flex basis, all of them, then what you can do, I hope I'm in the code. So what you can do is you don't use any of them, you just use flex. Now to this flex, what you can do, you can give here all three values, right, one by one. So flex 0, let's say I'm giving 0 pixel, that means 0. This flex shrink, I'm giving 0, that is by default, and I'm just going to give here 250 pixel. That is my flex basis, right? Let's go back to my code. Let's have a look. It's going to decrease. So H is getting decreased. It is 250 pixel because flex grow and flex basis I have not given. Suppose if I remove flex grow number to 2, this is what is the changing happening. So what is happening here in this code, flex grow is 2, but flex basis is 250. So based on flex grow 2, how much is 250? That is what it is showing me. Okay, that is what is your flex property, normal flex property. So many times you must have seen in my projects I've used this flex, right? And I've given only one value. So now you must have understood what is that, right? Many times you must have seen I have written display flex in one of the project. Now you know what is it, right? So that is all about our flex items. I hope you have understood this, and I hope there is no doubt in understanding flex. If you have any questions, please do let me know. I'm just waiting for 5 minutes because you've learned a lot of things, and I'll also write the things here for the stuff which we have studied now. So container property, this is basically the flex container property, right? And here we are starting with flex items property. I hope you got the difference between both of them. The next which we have understood is the order. We have understood flex grow. We have understood flex basis. We have understood flex, let me write shrink here, and flex. If you have any doubts, please do let me know, guys. I'm just waiting for you guys. And flex basis. Okay, cool. Let's comment this up. I hope this is the only thing which we have learned. Okay, so these are the things which you have learned. Also one more thing which is just flex. This is the shorthand property. Please write it down. If you guys are writing it down somewhere else, this will really help you out. Okay, so any doubts, any questions, this is the code. Please do let me know any questions if you have. Otherwise we'll end this session. Okay, if you have understood, if my students who are watching my live session from starting, my playlist from starting, if you have understood this, then please give me a thumbs up. Please just let me know if you have understood this. If any doubts, if you want me to bring up one project section for using Flexbox, I'll come up with that. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's create some projects using Flexbox and Media Query, right? So that you will be having an extra understanding of those things. Okay, so please join the Telegram channel. The link is already given in the description. You will be able to get notifications here when which particular educator is coming live. So it will be really helpful for you. Okay, also please do subscribe to the channel, which is CodeBeyond, and please hit the notification bell so that you get an update in the you will get the notifications in the YouTube app as well. Also, if you have liked this session, please like and share. If you like and share, more people will come to know about these free sessions and they'll be able to enjoy and understand how this Flexbox works. Okay, so please like and share. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Thank you so much. Bye bye. I'll meet you again at 9:45. Let's see if everything works fine. Then we'll continue that session.